Okay, welcome again, guys, for the Selenium framework sessions. Uh, okay, I hope you are creating a framework and are up to mark, correct? So let us just proceed and let us just revise what all things we have covered. If I remember correctly, we have covered around reporting features of LEO report, chain test report in very detail in the last session. Fine. Try to implement at your end also. Fine. So now if we'll just see this left hand side, this part of the local framework, local system view. So we have covered almost everything. Like 80% of the things we have covered, like driver factory, the page layers, multiple. We have covered the test cases, then we have covered about your config properties, base tests, some utilities we have covered exactly. Then we have covered about your test runners. All these things we have covered. Hmm? Test data, reporting features already we have covered in the last weekend session. So today we will see uh, one more important session that is from a coding perspective, and we will try to complete our framework designing today. Okay, designing means this left hand side part, because few other things which are really required, really remaining, we will try to complete that by today. And from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start from this infra setup. That how can you push entire code to your GitHub? How can you create a repositories? How can you run your test cases, the entire automation suite in your Jenkins also? So tomorrow we will see that part, but today few important things are left that I have planned. So let us try to complete that also. Fine. Okay. So, okay, these are the framework, your packages. Fine. So guys, one more important thing is what? In like, let us take a real-time example scenario that what happens in a company, let us suppose your test case are failing. Okay. So there can be multiple reasons of your test case failing. First of all, the genuine reason can be that yes, because of your actual bug defect, your test case is failing perfect. This is one of the ideal case for which we should raise a defect, raise a ticket for it. But what happens sometimes whenever your automation suite is running now, so since there are multiple test cases, there can be chances that your test cases can run for the false reason also, some fake reasons like system is down, application is down, fine, or your suite is not triggered correctly. There can be n number of reasons, fine. But what is happening? All those test cases which are failing because of these false reasons, we are marking these test cases as a fail only at them. Correct? We don't have any, you know, a sort of retry mechanism that, Nishant, if a test case is failing for whatever reason, let us try to rerun it so that in the next run, probably there can be chances that this particular test case can pass. Obviously. So right now we have not implemented any sort of retry logic. This is called as retry mechanism. It is very hot interview question in the market right now. For all the good candidates I'm talking about, for all the good companies, they really ask that how have you implemented the retry logic in your system, and how you are managing that. Let us suppose if your test case is failing because of false reasons, how you are managing that. So today we will see how to maintain that also. Okay. Okay. So to maintain that, we have to write a code logic. Fine. So there are already some templates available for the retry mechanisms and all these things. I'll try to explain you that also. It's a simple 2-3 lines of code, not a very big deal. But what you have to learn is that which interface is helping me to write the retry logic in Selenium. So one interface is called as I retry analyzer. This is basically an interface coming from where? From my TestNG. You have to remember it. I retry analyzer. Like if you remember in the last weekend session, we have talked about the listeners. What was the listeners? Hmm? I test listeners I talked about that we were implementing. LEO test listeners. See, I will just open this particular listeners only for you. So this is test LEO listener is what? My class, but I was implementing what? I test listener. This was the interface from where? From the TestNG. In the similar way, TestNG is also providing me to write some retry mechanism to check whether my test case is failing because of genuine reason or because of false reason. And what we will do, first of all, try to understand the logic of it. That I'll try to write a code logic in such a way that if a test case is failing one time, let us try to rerun it 2 times, 3 times, 5 times based upon your requirement. And if even after 3 times, 4 times retry, that same test case is failing again at the last now, we have to mark that test case fail at the last. But What if your test case is passing it in the second run, in the third run? So the time your test case is getting passed, we will try to mark it as passed. That's it. A simple logic. Okay. Okay. So do you really want to write the code for it? See, it's a one-time activity. I really don't recommend to write, all these codings and all these things, because see, these things you usually get from already from the projects or from net and all these things. Okay. So, but I'll try to explain the code also. So what I'll do, I'll take a couple of files. Just give me a second. From my previous project, I'll take, yes, I have implemented this one. Yes, these are the two files, guys. Annotation transformer and retry logic. So file name, you can keep it anything. I'll just try to copy paste. Okay, perfect. So I'll just close this out and close this out also. So you can create one file with any name. It's not a hard and fast that you have to keep it retry. You can keep it as retry mechanism, retry logic, anything. But the important thing now, understand in this file, what is written? I am saying I am having one file of my Java own file, like retry mechanism, retry logic. I am implementing what? Retry analyzer. See, if you just go on to this I retry analyzer now, you won't find any methods. First of all, why? Because this is an interface, and interface consists of only abstract method. So what is the only abstract method I have in this I retry analyzer case? This is also an important interview question. I have one retry method. This retry method is giving me what? It is returning me a Boolean type value. So inside this, I am having one I test result interface reference variable result. This will help me to fetch the actual result and rerun it. How? Let us see. Again, coming on to this retry, I am saying I just declared a variable count with 0. Okay? And I am saying that I want to retry the particular fail test case how many times? 3 times. You can keep it 4 times, 5 times according to your need. But 3 times is what? A very general thing. Okay? Okay. Now, why it is overridden? Because I am now implementing my code logic on this abstract method. That is why I have overridden this particular method from where? I retry analyzer. Okay. This method is expecting what? It is expecting me to pass one I test result interface reference variable. That is done. Okay. Now come in the logic, guys. What is written? I am saying, what if this reference, which is fetching the result, I am saying if that result of that particular test case is pass, means it is success. Okay. Okay. But I am reverting that logic, saying, what if not? Your method, your test case is not getting passed. What do you have to do? Come inside the if condition. Okay. In this way, come inside the if condition, check. What is your count? It is 0. Okay. Is it less than my maximum try? Yes. 0 is less than 3? Yes. So you increase the count one time, and then you do what? You set the status of that test case to be fail. Okay. Okay. And return true means return true means rerun that particular test case. Else, if you think that that test results is what? If your count is not less than maximum try, means it is still inside the try, you have to rerun it. But what if your count is equal to 3 or is equal to 4? Don't rerun it. You have to set the status as at last false or failure. That's it. Simple. Okay. Okay. And at the end, I am saying this is just an if else condition. Okay. This is if else block. If I am saying this outer block, now understand, if your test case already was success, it was not failing, then what do you do? Do you want to rerun it? No. Just set the status as success only. Simple. A simple two if else condition, that if your test case is failing, come inside the if block, check whether your count is less than maximum try, increase the count, set the status failure, rerun the test case. If your maximum count has been done, then ultimately set the status of that result as false. What if your test case is already passing in the first attempt? Do you want to rerun it? No. Just set the status as what? Success. Simple. And return false means don't rerun it now. Simple. That's it. It's a simple code logic. Try it out, writing it at your end. Okay, I'm just giving you a file. I'll give you everything in the zip folder, but try to run or write this file with your hands. Fine. Okay. One more thing. To run this retry class, guys, you have to use one listener coming from where? Again, from the TestNG. So this is something already defined from the TestNG. You don't even, you know, try to understand this code. It's simple code. It's one of the class which is implementing I annotation transformer, and they have overridden one transform method. I don't know what is the actual logic and all these things, guys. It's really absurd, but they have said that with the help of this reference variable, you have to set the retry analyzer simple, and you have to give the class name. If your class name is retry analyzer or retry mechanism, retry logic, you have to give the same class name here. That's it. So this is just a listener. Listening what? This class. Take main code logic is this. Got it? How to run this then? How to implement? In the similar way, we have set our listeners in the TestNG regression file now. If you remember, see here we have, I'll just open just a second, test runners and regression file. Do you remember we have implemented this two listeners? In the similar way, we have to write one more listener for what? For this annotation transform. Okay. So I am just copying one more line and paste it, Control Shift F. And this time I have to change the name of this class to what? Annotation transform. Okay, guys? Simple. It is also a listener. Now what I'll do, I really don't want to run the entire file again and again. So I'll just mark all these as commented down, and let us go inside one of my login page test. Simple. To test the logic. Hmm? Okay. So let us go inside test cases, and let us go inside the login page test. And what I'll do, okay, let us try to let deliberately fail this page title. Okay. So I'll just go inside this login page title, and I am deliberately making as 1 1. So obviously it will fail because we really want to check whether my failed test case is getting run 3 times or not. है ना? ठीक है. Perfect. This is done. I hope my test case will fail now and it should retry it. So let us go now in my TestNG regression file and let us try to run this one time. Okay. And apart from that, I'll try to delete my, just give me a second, this LO results also, because I really want to check what is shown in my reports. Same thing I'll do with the chain test also. I'll delete this out. Let us see how this will behave, guys. Okay. Okay. And this is done. Okay. Anything else? No, I think that's fine. Let us see. Okay. Perfect. First of all, this is only running a single test case, login page test. Quickly it will run, but let us see how this will be behaving. What is the issue? I didn't pick up. Uh, just give me a second. Is it really opening that or not? But quickly run, huh? Just a second, guys. WebDriver exception before test. Just give me a second. Huh? Mm, mm. Or I'll rather go in login page test. Just a second. And what is happening? Okay, just give me a second. Mm, what is the issue? Login page test. Let us try to run it again. Okay, it is open the Chrome. Yes, now it is working fine. Sorry, guys. I'm a little sick today. Sorry for that. Okay, so let it run. Okay. So now, can you see it is still opening? Why? Because it is actually trying at the backend. What? The retry logic. Let it complete. Then it should definitely close by its own. Because we have already given this. See, I'm just taking it to the base test. Okay, it ran perfectly fine. But before that, try to understand, I have already given this logic at the end. After test method means after doing everything, do what? Close the driver. Okay? Okay. Now understand what is happening at the back, whether my code ran successfully fine or not. Okay, guys. Okay, perfect. First of all, see the TestNG results. Okay, this is my test case, the exact file. This is my login page test. है ना? Now you see, is forgot password worked fine? Is page exist work fine? But login page title test is giving you yellow sign. Why? Because obviously it will fail, but it ran 3 times. One, two, three. And after running the third time, guys, at the end, it just made false. It got failed. So this was the actual expectations that Nishant, you have to retry it for the 3 times and obviously make the test case fail at the end. Okay, let us see what it is giving you. Just come down and see, guys. Can you see the report? Pass 4, failed 1, but skipped a what? So all these test cases are marked as what? Skipped. Okay. Okay. Let us see from the logs also. So this is all whatever it is there and all these things. I'm not worried about. What is happening first of all? Timeout exception, obviously. Account login I was expecting, but I got something else. Okay, come down. So it got failed 1 time. Then again it was checking for timeout exception. Okay. Just come down and I'll just search for retry logic. Retry. Uh, just a second. Or just give me a second. Yes. Can you see here? Retried. I'll just search for it only. Control F, Control V, and see. One. Just give me a second. Accepting. See, it is coming 3 times. Come on. See, retried. Already this login page test. If you'll go up also, it will again retry. Okay. Go up. Let us see. One more time it should be there. See, retried. So it retried for 3 times, and at the end, what happened, guys? It got failed. So this was what I was expecting, that I really want to run my test case, okay, for 3 times before actual failing. This will depict me that yes, Nishant, your test case is a genuine failure. You can actually raise a defect for it. Perfect. Understood, guys? I'll just make it again true. Any confusion here? It's a simple thing. You have to implement one retry analyzer class. Okay, write a simple code logic, and that's fine. Okay. Okay. How about your reports? I'll just refresh this. Mm, okay, you got your reports or not? Your results. Yes, you got this. But let us see in the target folder. Do we have any chain test? Yeah, we have. And let us try to open this index.html with the help of web browser. Okay. And now can you see one thing, guys? What? This is blue sign. Why? Because it got skipped. So 1 time retry, you have the screenshot. Second time retry, perfect. You have the screenshot, and third time retry, and you have the screenshot. And at the end, directly this test case has been marked as what? Fail. But it has been run only 3 times. And what about these? Obviously, they're passing. Hmm? So this is how beautiful the report is showing that Nishant, you were having 4 tests pass, 1 fail, and 3 were skipped. Got it, guys? So this is how the reports also show you with multiple times taken the screenshot also. Same thing if you really want to check about your LEO reports also. What do you want to do? You just need to go to the direct repo. Just give me a second. And I'll just go directly to this repo. Perfect. And Allure. What was the name? How to run it? Allure serve. Allure results. Okay. I'll just cross this previous one. And let us see if it is restarting the browser. Now see. Just give me a second. Okay. Now see this. What is this? You actually have a one product defect. But before that, let us try to open this. And this is my login page test, guys. है ना? See this. I'm opening this. Can you see? First of all, this was okay. That was fine. But this login page test got failed. And retries are what? Can you see? So beautifully depicted that it got skipped, again skipped, and skipped. Fine. Three times. One, two, and three. And at the end, what happened? It was actually failed. This was a previous one. Okay. This was JavaScript code failed. Just forget it. We have only three failures. Skipped, skipped, and skipped. That's it. So in this report of Allure, they show in the retries here. Hmm? There are different ways of obviously to depict the same. And it is also giving me that Nishant, you were expecting 11, but it was not coming. Okay. So Allure reports also what is happening. Just give me a second. Just a second, guys. Okay. Fine. Okay. Got it. So this is how you can actually run your test cases with the retry logic. This is really important. Really, really important. Okay. Fine. Now let us do what? Let us try to implement one more thing because that is also required. What is that? So now we have implemented our retry logic. We are all good. Okay. One more thing, guys, which is very real time. So right now, how you are printing your logs means if I'll just go inside any of the file, how you're printing the logs. Printing means what I'm doing. See, if I'm going to your to this login page, see what we are doing. Uh, we are printing with the help of what? System.out.println right now. But this is not recommended in the actual automation industry. System.out.println is never recommended when you're running the entire automation suite. Why? First of all, this line is little bit heavy to execute. And if you have thousands of line of this printing with the help of this system.out.println in the project, it will take time, first of all. Secondly, from the uh, what code smell perspective, this is not good. Have you heard the name of a Sonar Cube? So Sonar Cube is something which is actually scanning your entire framework, and it will tell you that how many times you have used this line, which is not required. Hmm? So you have to replace this because logging and all system.out.println is just for the specific purpose for the local project. But whenever you are running the project in your framework, in your cloud, it is not recommended. Your code will be rejected. So what to do then? So we have to use one loggers API. Have you heard the name of Log4j? It is really implemented in all the real-time companies. It works. So Log4j APIs is the API that says that you can implement my API and whatever class or methods I am giving you, try to print your logs in that way. Don't use system.out.println from today onwards. Hmm? Okay, let us see how does that work. So for that, obviously, you need to have what? Hmm? You need to have the dependency of that Log4j API. Hmm? Okay, so I'll take the dependency again from my one of the previous project guys. Mhm. In the format XML file, I have that dependency. Let me check this out. Okay, yes. So don't go from the net and all these things. Otherwise, you will be, just messing up. Take this dependency only from me. I'll post it in the drive itself. This is a Log4j Apache API from Log4j core artifact ID. Okay. So I'll just use this in my project in my pom.xml file. Come down and you can paste it where in your dependency section after this one. Control Shift F and the project will be building. It is just building. Let it build. Okay. Again, you just do what? Right click on your project and Maven and what? Update project. Simple. To make sure that yes, Log4j API is in your project. Now the question is how to implement it. So guys, you need not to write any heavy code for just printing the logs, all these things. Log4j API says I am giving you one file already at my end. If you really want to read some GitHub page of the Log4j, you can read it. They are giving you by default one file. Okay. And I'll be using the same file in my project so that I can work on that logging purpose. Okay. So that file, first of all, you have to create one separate folder like src main and resources. Or you do what? Okay, just directly create one package like this, src main resources. Okay, what is this? Okay, let it be. What is this? Just give me a second. Hmm, just a second. Okay, I'll just try to use what? Hmm, okay, let's try to create a source folder only. Okay, let it be resource, and then I'll try to create it as resources. Resources, refactor, and write the exact name, guys. Otherwise, things won't work. Okay. So you're creating one more package as src test resources. In this, you don't have anything. Sorry, not test resources, src main resources. In that, you don't have anything right now. So you have to take one file I'm giving you. It's a direct file. You can use it. Just a second. Okay. And yes, I have this file. So you can take this file with the direct name. Right? Guys, don't change the name. Otherwise, things won't work. I am saying this. This is the direct template that we have to use. Let me see why it is not copying. Copy and paste. Okay, perfect. So you have the dependencies now and you have one file. What is that file says? I'm telling you. It's a log4j2.properties files. So this is saying that you need not to write any heavy code to use my loggers. But what this file says, I have already written one file. Okay? Use me and you can generate your logs. How? First of all, this is say that you really want to generate your logs in console type. Okay. It will be generated in the standard console. Okay. Then for every log which you are generating, I will try to prefix that with the help of what? Date, time, and month, year, everything. Okay. Secondly, if you really want to generate some log file also, you can do it. So this will be the file type. The name will be log file, anything, and it can be some logs. It will be generated inside the logs folder, and the file name will be opencard.log. If you really want to change the name, you can do it. Fine. Again, this will be generated in terms of what? In the date, month, year folder. And what is this? False and true? Append. So I am saying that whenever you are generating the logs, it will be the fresh logs. If you are making it true, what will happen? It will append the previous logs also. So it's up to you whether you want to append or don't. I am saying don't append it. I really want to generate the fresh logs every time. Simple. This is what I have to write. Okay. Next what? This is done. A simple configuration. Now I am saying you do what? You first of all come to any class. Okay. So for time being, I'll just go directly to my driver factory class only. Okay. It is inside my factory. And this is the one. Okay. Now let us try to implement this. Okay. Because right now I am just hard coding with the help of this system.out.println and I don't want this. So now understand one line you have to write to actually invoke this loggers. What is that? I am saying one variable I am creating, private static, and I'm creating one final variable with the logger. Logger is the class coming from where? From that log4j. And now you remember one thing, which library you have to use? You have to use and import from here. org, Apache, logging, log4j. Okay. And this is the one. Simple. This is the one you have to import. Okay. And let me check it if it is correct or not. Uh, just a second, guys. You know this thing. Yes. Apache logging log4j dot logger. This is what you have to use. Dot logger. And yes, exactly. Correct. And I am creating one reference of it of this class. I am saying log is equals to new. What? Not new. You just use logger or log. Manager, yes. Log manager coming from where? Coming from again org apache logging dot log4j. ठीक है guys, this is something you have to remember. There is no other way, and you have to use one logger class, get logger, and inside this you have to give what? The exact class name you want to use. This is the one, dot class. Simple. That's a one line of code. You have to remember it. Simple. One more thing, you have to make sure that you are actually implementing and importing the exact package. This is the one, org apache logging dot log4j dot log manager and log4j dot logger. Simple. This is the one you have to do it. Okay. Simple one line of code you're writing. Now you can actually replace this thing with what? With your log reference variable. How? See this. So now I'm saying browser name I really want to print, but in this way. Can you see? Log.info. So you can write any information message. So I am saying the exact same thing. That's it. Simple. This is lightweight to use, and it is actually recommended to use in your project and framework. Okay. Same thing you can actually change in other classes also. Okay. And I'm not doing it much. I'm just giving you simple thing. Yes, I'm also changing this. And instead of this browser name, I'm saying log dot. Now, one more thing. There are four states of loggers: information, warning, then you have one settle, ठीक है, three, and one warning. So according to your need, you can use it. So since this is what? A warning message. So can I just use a warning here? Warning. And I can directly get the message. What is that? This is the message. So instead of using that system.out.println and everywhere, you have to use what now? You have to use loggers API. Okay, any other things? I am printing it here. No. From this class, I am good. Now, can I just directly go in my other classes also, guys? I'm just doing it one more class for you. Rest you can take care. But because just I really want to show that how did that work. So I'm going inside the login page, and let me see if I'm printing anything here. Yes, so I'm printing things. So now what I have done, same thing you have to do here. This is the exact line you have to use in the other classes also, because the class name is different now, है ना? So I am saying I am implementing it here. Perfect. But the class name is what? It is this class. Correct? And I'll just remove that. Yes, I don't need this. Okay. Now, can I just convert my system.out.println of this one to log? Yes, I can. I'll just write this line, copy from here, log.info. This is my message. Perfect. Okay, things are done. Let us go here also. And this is the one. This is the one, log.info. Okay, and let us see few more things which are there. Forgot password. Okay, okay, okay. And okay, let us replace this line also. Okay, and all these are log.info messages. So that's it. Okay, and one more thing, app credentials. Copy log.info again and paste. Control Shift F. Okay, fine. And I'll just check if we have anything else also. Okay, that's it. Okay. So let us see from the login page only and one driver factory class how this is actually behaving now. Okay. Now I have removed all that hard-coded system.auto-println. Now my logger will take place. How? See this. You just need not to do anything. Nothing. You have to go where? On your TestNG class. Regression file means. And yes, runners regression file. And let us try to run only single test case means single class file login test. Now, can you see any logs folder here right now? Huh, guys? No, but as this, it is saying it will generate one logs folder, and inside this, it will generate one logger file also. Okay, let us see if that works or not. Right click, run as TestNG test. It will also give you the retry analyzer. Oh, sorry, this time it won't work because obviously it is fixed now. But let us see how this is working. Perfect. Okay. Now, guys, see one thing. What is that? First of all, this is the one which we changed the line. Now, can you see one thing? First of all, this is information message, exactly which we printed. It is giving you driver factory. At the 37th line, you have printed this line. And what is the time? Exact, this is the time with the date, month, year, and your time. This is the beauty of what the loggers. And what about this? Now headers, it is getting printed, account login, current title, app credentials, everything with all the data. Can you see? This is how loggers work. It gives you more information. Hmm? Perfect, guys. Okay, fine. Let us see now how it is working, and does it generate any logs in my project also? Okay, can you see? One logs folder got generated, and inside this, do I have this? Yes, exactly, I have that. Now, can you see all the logs which were generating, guys? At in my console, I got one logger file also. Hmm? This is really important whenever we really want to share our logs with someone else. Perfect or not? This is how you should start implementing a project in this way now. This is giving you line number exactly, all the time, exact time, and everything. So the interview question is what? First of all, which API you're using for the logs? Secondly, how many states we have in the loggers? We have 4 states. You can generate the information message, error message, warning message, and some fatal. Fatal is what? Your system is breaking. Hmm? Got it? This is one of the case. Okay, fine. Now, I'll just go and check in this image. Okay, we have implemented this Log4j reporting and all these things. Then we have done your what? Retry analyzer. Everything we have done. Okay. Now, let us see some more important thing. Okay, what is that? Let me just remember. Just give me a second. Fine. So right now, guys, we are running our project where? In my local system, first of all. Okay, for today, let us try to run in the local system only. But did you remember when I was teaching you the Selenium sessions, I have talked about that you can run your classes in headless mode, in incognito mode also. Hmm? Can we try to implement the same in our project also this time? Hmm? So if you remember, I'll just open Selenium sessions. Yes, this is the training. And do you remember some options manager class, guys? If you exactly remember that, uh, or headless, yes, exactly. This is the one. Can you see this? We implemented this logic that this project was opening where? In the incognito mode, but we use what? Chrome options class or Firefox options class or Edge options class. So let us try to implement that also. If someone says, Nishant, can you really run your project in headless mode without opening any UI? Can you run your project in incognito mode? How we will implement this? One more, a little complex logic, means complex in terms of integrating things. Okay? But let us try to see, because we have to use one Chrome options or some options class, and we have to add the arguments. If you really want to run in the incognito, or you really want to run in what? Headless. So hyphen hyphen headless at that time. Okay? Let us see if that works or not. So how to implement in my project? Where should I implement? So I can implement the same code logic in my driver factory class also. See here, here also directly. But this class has already so many things. So why not to create one separate class only? Hmm? But how to get the data, headless or incognito? So do you remember we have created config files for that reason only? See, we have given here. The property is headless incognito. So from this file, we are going to fetch our data. But the question is how to integrate. Hmm? You will enjoy, guys. You just see this. So I'm not touching the current class anyone. Okay? But obviously, we have to use the properties to fetch this data, but in a different way. Okay? So I'm creating one separate class, like some options manager class. Hmm? Okay? You can give it any name. So I'm using the Chrome options, Firefox options, Edge options. For that reason, I'm giving the name as options manager. Okay. It's an independent class in my factory package. Now, I have to write the code logic here only. How? First of all, I am creating one private properties reference variable. Okay. Okay. Control Shift O. Okay. Now I am creating one constructor also of this class. And inside this constructor, I am giving again properties reference variable. Okay. And this is public. And what I am saying that whenever someone is creating the object of this class, okay, you have to provide the properties reference to me. And what I am doing, I am providing this properties reference to where? To the this one, the global variable. Okay. Okay. Now we will write the code here only. What is the code? So you have to use the class is what? Chrome options, Firefox options, Edge options, Safari options. है ना? So can I just first of all create one private variable for Chrome options? And I'm writing cu. And I can write one method here, public void some get Chrome options, something like this. ठीक है? Okay. What do you want to write here? First of all, you have to invoke this reference variable is equals to new Chrome options. Okay. Now, what was the property we added? I am saying, first of all, understand now, guys, on what basis you will set some property. So I am saying that from this config.properties, you have to fetch the headless and incognito now. How to fetch it? Can I use the properties reference? Prop.get property only. So I am saying if I am fetching the properties headless, just a second. This is going to give me what? True or false? Exactly. But this is a string value it is going to give me, first of all. So can I convert it to a Boolean value? And how to convert a Boolean, sorry, a string value into Boolean, guys? Hmm? Can I use Boolean dot parse Boolean? Yes or no? Hmm? Simple. Now see what this is giving to you. It is saying after fetching the property like headless, which is giving you true, try to convert that true to what? Boolean. And if that true is now the Boolean, so if your condition is true, means your property is headless. What do you want? I want to add some arguments. What arguments? I am saying add this. Hmm? Headless. Okay, guys. Simple. What if I am saying now again, this one more if condition I'm writing for the incognito also. I am writing incognito. What if your property is incognito? So you're fetching the property like true or false. Okay. In that case, what do you want? I want to run in incognito. Simple. And at last, you do what? You return the reference variable co. And once you're returning the reference variable co, you have to make the return type to Chrome options. Okay. Can you write this method entirely for Edge also and Firefox also, because there can be chance na that Nishant, you can run your test case in multiple things. So one option now I am writing for Firefox and one for your Edge. So I am saying Firefox, and this is your not CO. This time I'll be keeping two more private variables. Firefox options. FO and private options EO, something like this. Okay. Okay. This is get Chrome options. Let it be. I'll sort this issue. Okay. This is now Firefox options. So first of all, I am initializing this what? New Firefox options. Okay. Perfect, guys. Okay. I have to change here also FO, and I have to change here also FO, and at the end what I want to return the FO. So I have to change what? I have to change this one to my Firefox options. Perfect. Okay, let us see the third case also. Third case is the edge options. Okay, and I am writing this is my edge. EO is equals to new edge options. Okay, simple. And with the help of EO, can I add the argument and edge and returning the edge. And I am also returning the type to edge. Simple. But in the case of edge now, you cannot use this incognito. You have to use in private. This is a simple change. The rest entire code remains same. Okay, guys. A simple code we have written here, 1.5. Now, whosoever really wants to implement this uh, headless or incognito mode has to create object of my class and then can call anything. Simple thing. Okay? Now, let us go to the driver factory class because we have to call this also now. And what to do? Inside this driver factory class, guys, let us create one options manager reference variable. Here, I am creating one options manager, public, and options manager. Okay, OP, something like this, or directly write options manager. This is a reference variable. Fine, I just created a reference variable. But we have to create an object of this, and with the help of this object, what we can do? We can call the methods. So now let us go inside this init driver class only. And what I'm saying, let us first of all try to create an object, this options manager here. Okay? And you can create it anywhere. So I'm creating an object of options manager is equals to what? New options manager. Simple. What this is expecting? It is expecting one properties reference that we already have. And we will be passing the same property reference to where? To that options manager. See here. And this will be given to where? To uh, here. And from this properties, what I'm doing? I'm fetching all the data. Perfect. Okay. So I'm giving one options manager here. But we have to pass the same options manager here also. Na? If you remember, we were passing CO, FO, EDGO. Huh? We have to pass it. Otherwise, it won't work. So how to pass? See now. You are setting the new Chrome driver. But this time I'm saying set the Chrome driver, but with the help of this options manager, get the Chrome options also. If someone is actually having some headless or the incognito mode, you have to give that same reference variable here also. And what if my browser is Edge? I have to use what? Options manager dot get Edge. Simple. Oh, sorry. Come on. This is not Edge dot Firefox. Simple. And how about your, okay, I have written this line incorrect, guys. Sorry. Okay, this is Edge. Okay. And how about this? Edge. Hmm? I have to make a change here also. Like with the help of the options manager dot get Edge options. Simple. Thing is done. Huh? And let us keep it Safari here only because in Safari we really don't have a support for headless and incognito in the similar way that we have for Edge, Firefox, and Chrome. So I'm not making any change for this Safari. Let it be like this. Okay. Now I have make a change in this. So whosoever now really wants to run my class can do it. Simple, guys. Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to make a change? No. What do you want now? I am saying I'll just try to test the same on a single thing. Uh, First of all, I am doing the config properties. I am making headless as true and I am making this as false. Okay. No incognito, only headless. Okay. So headless is true. So this time what will happen, guys? Will the browser open? No. This time browser won't open. Let us test it. I am going here. Okay. And now see. Right click, run as and test and suit. So this time no browser will open, guys. No GUI. Everything will be happening at the backend. That's it. You will see. Within a minute of seconds, things will work fine. Nothing will open. Can you see? Why? Because now your entire every test case is working at the backend, but working in the similar way without any GUI. This is what the beauty of headless is. Whenever you feel like that you have a lot of test case, lot of test suites to be run, don't run and open in the browser, obviously. But UI automation is all about opening the browsers only, so we cannot deny it. But this is one functionality we really want to implement in our framework to have it everything. You ask, we will comment. Okay. How about incognito now? Same thing, guys. See this? I am making a change in config properties, and this time I'm saying you make it this false, but incognito true. Now you see a change. Quickly it will open, so just focus. Okay. But in the incognito mode, in the black screen. See this now. This time your incognito is true, so it will be fetching the details from there. But this time browser will open in the incognito mode. See the right hand side. So can you see here incognito? This is what now this time the things are working fine in the incognito mode. Okay. So if you really want to write one more line in the options manager, come down and you can write one more line here. Either you want to print the loggers or not. Just give me a second. I'll just keep the loggers only. And we can just print one more line, guys, so that you know things are clear to us whenever we are running the test case in our uh, not here. I'll just try to. Okay. And this is my options manager class. Let us try to have the loggers also. Log mm, log.info. What info we want to give? I am saying uh, running all test cases in Chrome headless mode. Okay. And the same thing we can give for the incognito also. Running all the test case in Chrome cognito mode. So that yes, we feel it is working fine. And how about here? Same thing we can give in here also. Firefox and Firefox incognito. Okay. And same thing here also. Uh, Edge headless and Edge incognito. Perfect, guys. So guys, this is what you should create a framework in such a way that it is implementing all the functionality. And you should be clear what all you are printing the logs. Okay, got it? Perfect. Any questions still here? I know, guys, this is little advanced, but obviously, uh, from today's sessions will be obviously advanced. I'll be talking other things tomorrow also, but this is how actual project works. I really don't want to teach you some basic stuff and let it you go. Hmm? I hope you're understanding. Okay, fine. So we have implemented one very important thing, headless incognito. Now, whether wherever you really want to implement this, you can do it. You can create one common options manager class. Just give all the methods here and do what? Create an object of this options manager class inside the driver factory. And what do you want to say? I really want to get the options here inside this Chrome driver because this is the expectations. Hmm? Now what will happen in the case you are not passing anything? Means let us suppose, let us try to run that also. Both are false, whether my test case running fine or not. Otherwise it should fail. Let us see. So in the case, I have already done one condition. Try to see in the options manager. Let it run. Not no. What condition is there? That only if, try to see, only if your property is true. Can you see? Headless is true or your incognito is true. Try to run the test case in headless and incognito. Otherwise, if you don't have anything, what do you want? I really want to return the CO. But what? A null CO in this case. Okay? A null CO will be written. It will be passed here. See, just a second. Null CO will be passed where? In the driver factory. It will be passed as null here. Exactly. Options manager dot Chrome options will be passing what? A null. Simple. Let it be. Hmm? So in this way, we can implement our headless and incognito mode both. Okay, guys. So I'll just see, remove this extra lines. Just a second. So many things are opening. Let me just remove this. Otherwise, it won't be shown to you also. Closing all these things. Okay. Just a second, guys. Huh? Okay. Let me remove this also. Perfect. Okay. Whatever it is that. Fine. I'll just try to rerun this regression file one more time just to check if things are working fine or not quickly. Then we will proceed. Okay, let it open. Okay, it is working fine. Hana? No incognito, nothing is there. Can you see? Yes, perfect, working fine. Okay. So guys, we have talked about a lot many things, but few things I really want to make you understand more. Now, right now we are running our test cases via regression file. But let me try to run my test case because single file I am running. So why to run it on the uh, regression file? Can't I run on my direct file this? See, it was running fine previously, but let us try to see if it is running fine now also. So it is opening the logs and all these things, but it is failing. What is the reason? Hmm? It is giving a timeout. Why? What is the reason, guys? Can someone tell me? What is happening if I am trying to run my test case, my entire file individually? So as soon as I'm running this login page test, it will go to the base test first of all, since it is a parent class. But this base test is saying, Nishan, if you have to run this method, give me the parameter. Browser. Where is the parameter? So this parameter you are passing from where? Hmm? Guys, come on. From where you are passing this parameter? Browser? From this regression file, na? See? But right now it is not able to find this parameter. Why? Because you are running your test case from your individual file. So how to sort this issue? I am telling one very important thing because you will be facing the same error, definitely. So try to use one optional tag here inside this method that whenever I am not passing any browser or any parameter from my regression file and I'm individually running my test case from my individual file. So I'm saying at the rate optional parameter is there. Optional, yes, sorry. And this optional parameter says that Nishant, give me the value optionally. That if you're not even passing the data or any parameter from the regression file, so you give me by default any browser. So I am saying try to run the files individually on the Chrome. Simple. Okay. So this optional parameter is coming from where? Again, from the TestNG. So I am saying whenever you feel that I am not passing any parameter, try to take this optional parameter as a Chrome only and try to run all the test cases on the Chrome if you're running the single file. Now let us see if that works fine or not. If it is sorted, see, right click again, run as and TestNG test. So this time now my issue of passing the parameter which was not getting passed earlier has been fixed. And optionally is taking what? The Chrome. Simple guys. Okay, fine. Now this is what smaller things I want to cover. One bigger thing is also there, and that is the last thing from the coding perspective, majorly. Let us talk about that also. So we have seen two, three ways of running my project with the help of individual class files, with the help of regression files, two ways. Let us see one more very, very important way. How? Via Maven. So Maven is what? This is a Maven project now. Maven is what? Maven is basically a build and deployment tool. Maven have its own life cycle. Life cycle means the life cycle of the project. So what Maven says that you can run the entire project with the help of my command also. So Maven command is what? You have to give with the help of command line or PowerShell or terminal in the case of Mac. So we can run our project from the Maven command line also, guys. Hmm? Okay. But to run the projects via Maven, you have to do few configurations. What are that? First of all, you come to the Google and write Maven download for Windows. Come to this download Apache Maven. Apache only I'm talking about. Then download the zip file. Exactly. Source zip or you just download this binary zip. Anything that can work. After downloading this file, what is the next step? You have to go on to your environment variables. How? Uh, just a second. Just a second. Where it is? Your PC. Okay. Right click, properties, and and come down, guys. Advanced system settings based upon your OS type, environment variables. Come to the path section, and here you will find edit. Do edit, and you do what? What is Maven? Just give me a second. Yes. Can you see my Maven? I'll just edit it. Can you see? My Maven is present where? Inside the downloads folder, I have the Apache Maven 3.9 version, and inside this, I have to set my path till bin. So you also have to set your path of the Apache Maven till the bin. Perfect. Once you set the path, guys, what do you want to do? You open again your command prompt. See, I'm opening again for you the command prompt. Okay. And try to write Maven hyphen version or dash version. And you will be able to see that yes, Maven is installed in your local system at this particular position. Okay, got it? This thing, first of all, you have to do so that you can run the project from your command line also. Why this is important? Because tomorrow we will try to run our project from the Jenkins also, and in that case, Maven will be required. Maven commands will be required. So you cannot escape it. Okay. Okay. We will try to run our project from Maven, but first step is what? Download the dependencies from, dependencies not the entire Maven from Google. Okay. Second thing is what? What is Maven? I told you it's a build and deployment and plugin tool. Okay. What is the best part of Maven, guys? How will you recognize a project is Maven project? With the help of pom.xml file. Can you see? This is the heart of the Maven project, the pom.xml file. What is the full form of pom of this XML file? It is project object model. POM, project object model. I'm not talking about page object model. It is project object model, the file name. Hmm? It has its own group ID, artifact ID, all these things. It is basically a build and management tool. It consists of all the dependencies, guys. है ना? Because of those dependencies only I'm able to download my jar files. Okay. It is also a plugin management tool. How? It is having its some plugin configurations which we have already seen earlier. Huh? So that is why this Maven project is really required and important. Okay. But how Maven works? If someone asks you, Nishant, try to understand. See, I'm writing a few lines of code for you. I'm writing few commands like Maven test, uh, Maven clean, okay, and Maven install. So all these are what? Commands. With every command, there are the plugins involved and attached internally. And every plugin will take care to run this entire command. Okay. So if you have to really run your entire project, what do you want to write? You have to write Maven clean install. So let us try to decode this line only. Just a second. What does this line suggest us? Hmm? So there are the steps, guys, that this line or every line of Maven command follows. I told you Maven is basically a build and management tool. It is building your project, compiling your project, generating the source code, your class files, your jar files, running the tasks. It is done doing everything, but with the help of plugins attached. So as soon as we are hitting this command now via command line, what will happen? Try to understand. This will follow some steps. First of all, this command will clean the project. What do you mean by cleaning? It will delete the target folder internally, okay, and other unused files. Secondly, target folder. Secondly, it will build the project. What do you mean by building the project? Hmm? It will generate the class files, okay, and build the project. Thirdly, it will follow the compilation. Compile the project using compiler plugin. What do you mean by compilation? So it will be recompiling all the source codes. And the last step, it will do what? It will directly jump to pom.xml file because the XML file, pom.xml file is the heart of Maven project. After jumping to that pom.xml file, it will check that with the help of this compiler plugin, you compile the project, you entirely compile the source code, you generated the jar files. It will come again here and check. Do you have any Surefire plugin? So what is the requirement of Surefire plugin, guys? To run the test cases. It will check. If you have the Surefire plugin, I will run your test cases. But if you don't have this plugin, guys, I won't run the test cases. So compilation of the project is linked with which plugin? Compiler. Running the test cases is linked with which plugin? Surefire plugin. Again, a small interview question. What will happen after checking this Surefire plugin? It will come down and check that which file you want to run. So I have written down right now, as soon as you find that I have a compiler source Surefire plugin, you check and go on your TestNG regression file. Why? Because all my test cases are here only, na? TestNG regression file. Pom.xml file cannot run the data, run the test cases. Test cases running has to be done from this regression file only. And as soon as it finds the regression file, what will happen? Automatically performs all the actions which are doing right now. This is the process. First of all, build the project, compile the project, okay, clean the project, all these things, cleaning, building, and compiling, and then come to the Surefire plugin to run my test cases. So what I'm doing now, I'm just uncommenting all these things again because I want to check whether my things are running fine via Maven command line or not. Got it, guys? Hmm? So right now I have where is it? Permanent XML file. I have this regression file enabled. So whenever I am now running the command Maven clean install from my uh, local command line via project directory, it will run my test cases after cleaning, building, and compiling the project. Hmm? Okay, let us see how this will behave. Okay, guys. So first of all, you have to go to your project directory exactly. This is my project directory. No, I am not. So let me come to my project directory. And so since now I have the Maven installed in my local system and also the path is set, I can run the project. So what steps will we follow, guys? Clean, build, compile, and then run the test case. Let us see. Maven, clean, install. That's it. Now you will see all the things, the entire life cycle. Can you see? Cleaning, compiling, until it is building. First of all, it is doing what? Deleting all the target folder. See, it compilation is done. Now it has went to show fire. And can you see now? My test case starts running. See, tests. Can you see this? All the browsers are getting launched in the parallel mode. Why? Because it found the TestNG regression file. And from that regression file only, all my tests are running. Hmm? Got it? Now what should I do? If I have to run my test case, see, let it run first of all and let me see. Can you see, guys? It generated perfectly all the things. All the test cases running fine. It is giving you two failures. That is fine. Let it be. For whatever reason it is giving you, let it be. Okay. But it ran all my test cases. One of the test cases failure is genuine, that I know, but that is fine. Hmm? Okay. So this is what I was talking about, the Maven lifecycle. What is that lifecycle? Cleaning the project, deleting the target folder, resources, copying the target classes, compilation, hmm, and then running the Showfire plugins. Okay. What if you really want to run the your regression file only? Sorry, your this sanity file only. What will you do? So right now you don't have any sanity test cases. Can we write few test cases in the sanity also? How to pick? So I'm directly picking this TestNG regression file, copy, and in the sanity I'm keeping some data, smaller data, because sanity is all obviously always about some important test cases running. So I am saying just I really want to check one login functionality and one account functionality. That's it. That's it. Only two functionalities. Okay. Okay. But how to run this sanity file now? And thread count I am saying two. Hmm? And this is my test sanity suit. How to run this? Right now, this is my regression file here. So there are two ways. See this. First of all, I can change the sanity file here. Now see, I'm again running this command, the same command. And this time the data will be picked from where? Only two test case, two test cycles will, your classes will run. Login and account. That's it. Why? Because this time my sanity test data classes will be picked. Let us see. Can you see? Only accounts and login page, nothing else. Opening in two separate browsers, Chrome and Firefox. That's it. And total test case run 8 and no failures. Everything is working fine. Why? Because this time it picked my data from where, guys? Let us see. I'm showing you. Uh, it is showed or not? Okay, it is not directly saying here, but we know. Okay, we have picked the data from where this time? From my sanity file. But again, if I am saying you, Nishant, can you run that again Maven command, but for regression? Are you going to come here again and change it? No, this is not a way actually. So see, I'm just commenting this line, Control Shift this, and try to write this line or uncomment this. What this line is saying, that I am giving you a variable like suit XML file. Why variable? Because I have provided inside my dollar. So you do what? Whatever file you want to run, you directly pass it from the command line. So what is the variable? How to provide it? You have to use -d. Okay. And with the help of this, I am giving you one command. This is the exact thing. Maven clean install, and you have to use this thing. Showfire.suite XML files. This is a suite XML files. And this will pick your exact thing which you're writing here. SRC test resources, SRC test resources, test runners. And do you have any issue here? Just give me a second. Just a second. I'll just update this out. Otherwise, just a second. Okay. Yes. So I am running my project from this Maven command line, but this time I am picking my regression file or sanity file based on my requirement. So SRC test resources, test runners is my exact thing, and sanity or regression based upon that I will pick now. Now let us see if that works or not. So try to keep this command for you. -d is the variable or the argument that I have to use. Okay. So it is recompiling the module and all these things. It's already compiled. It will again run only the 6, 8 test cases. That's it. But this time from sanity again. No hard coding, nothing is there. Hmm? See, perfectly work fine. Tomorrow you really want to run the test case via your regression file. What do you want to make a change? Just a simple thing. Without, instead of the sanity, you have to make it regression. That's it. Okay? Okay. This is one thing from the Maven you can run the test cases. Okay, guys? Fine. Now, I hope this is clear to you. We'll talk about Maven sometimes later more, but let us try to again, you know, make control shift this. Okay. Let us try to run our test case from the regression only. And let us see one more thing, guys, which is pending. We'll talk about Maven more today, but sometimes later. So we'll see one more thing. How to write the negative test cases. Because right now we have just done the positive testing now. How to write the negative test cases? Hmm? Negative test cases like what if I am saying, okay, open this. Open cart, is that? Yeah. So what if I am saying I really want to log in? I'm just talking about the login page only for you, the negative test case, rest you can work on. What if I'm saying I'm writing some invalid data like H and J? Will this work? And clicking on the login button. Can you see what is happening? It is giving you one warning message. Hmm? So can we write just quickly some negative test cases, guys? First of all, can I just fetch this data? Can I create a by variable, by locator for this also? The incorrect type, because obviously it's a warning message for me. Here it is done. One. And this is my I class, this is my data. How to do it? So can I create with the help of XPath? I directly pick this entire class. Okay, Control F, and this is diff. Quickly let us write, and at the rate class is, that's it. Am I getting the correct results? Yes. So this is the one I really want to locate. So I am doing what? Since I have to do some negative testing, I am just keeping one variable for my negative data also. I'll just clean this out all. And where I really want to maintain this negative test case by locator, can I go again
Yes. Good.
uh, in my pages only, because all the bilocators are maintained in the page. And this is my page locator of what? Login page. So can I just keep private and final again, and I'm creating by warning some error message, something like this, and not this one, by dot xpath, and this is my xpath, simple. That's it. I created one private final variable of the warning message. Now, can I just write method also here? Because all the things are there for the login page. So can I just write, this is my do login, correct login. But what if my login is not correct? So can I create one method here? Public void do login with something invalid crits, and inside this I have to pass what? Again, incorrect uname and incorrect password. Hmm. Okay. Now, can I just log that info also? Sorry, log the info of this message. What is the info you really want to print? I am saying invalid app credentials are, what is that? In uname plus colon, and I'm just writing it in past simple. Okay. Okay. Now with the help of element util, can I just quickly wait for the elements? Wait for element presence. What is the element? I am having okay. I want to really want to check for the email. Okay. And I am saying wait for app constants dot short period of time. Okay. And at last I want to send the keys. What do you want to send? I want to send the uname. Simple, not the password, uname. Okay. This is for my email. And quickly I'll do it for util dot do send keys. What is the locator? I have a password and in pass simple incorrect password, and quickly I'll click on the login button. What is that? Yes, I have that one. Simple. As soon as I'm clicking on the login button, guys, what is happening? It is generating one warning error message for me. So can I just fetch the data text from here? What I am saying, dot wait for again element. Uh, what is the locator? I am having this warning message, and I am waiting for what? I am waiting for dot short period of time, because it can take time and I can fetch the text from it. Simple. And if I am fetching the text, which is a warning message, can I store it here? I'm storing some error. Okay. Simple. And I'm making it more readable for you. Okay, guys. Okay. Now, as soon as I'm fetching the error, can I first of all log that error? Log dot error. What is the error I have? I have this error. I'm saying like login error message is what? It's error. Simple. Okay. And can I do a quick validation check that if my error contains what? This exact data, I'll pass true, because I have to check the negative scenarios also, whether it is working fine or not. है ना? So I am saying if my error contains this one, you do what? Something like this. You return true from here. Okay? And just quickly doing it. Return true from here. Otherwise, you do what? Return false. Simple. And if you're returning something, you have to make what? It's a boolean. Hmm? Okay. But why to hard code data here, guys? Why to hard code? Can I just say I'm removing this data from here? And where should I put it? Can I directly go inside the apps constant? Because this is also constant for me. And I'm creating one again, public static final string. And what name you do want to give? I can give some login error message or invalid error message, something like this. And what is the value? This is the value. Okay. So this I have given one login invalid error message. Perfect. Okay. I'll go again on this login page. I don't want to hard code this. And I am saying pick the data from here. Dot this one. Perfect. No hard coding, guys. So I'm returning If my error contains exactly this one, that is my test case is working fine. It is giving you incorrect results. Return true. Otherwise, do what? Return false. My test case is ready for my incorrect credentials. Now, there are two ways to test it, guys. Either you can test your this negative case inside your same login page test. But since these are my positive cases, I really recommend, it's always recommendations, you can do it anyway. Why not to create a separate file only for the negative test scenarios? Because that looks clean and clear. So let us try to create one separate file only. Why to, make a mess of it? I'm creating one login page test. Sorry, login page, but negative test. Something. Okay? And no main method, nothing is there. And since you are having this test class, what do you want to do? I have to extend this with base test because my parent is the base only. Okay? And how to run the test case? You have to create one test method. So I'm saying I'm creating a normal test method as negative login test. Simple. Okay. Now, how to call this uh, login page do login with invalid credentials method, guys? With the help of this login page reference variable, na? And where we have set this login page reference variable? See, it is already set here. So can I directly call this login page reference dot what? Hmm? Do login but with invalid credentials. Hmm? So can I directly pass the credentials from here? I am saying niche, aunt, and anything. I don't have this data credit, but I am saying this something. What this will return to you? See, if you are getting the proper message like this, it will return true. But if it is not, that means your test case is failing, so it will be giving you false. So I am saying I really want that this method should not log in. So I am storing inside my Boolean flag and I am asserting it what? Assert true. This is a simple test case. So right now, guys, I am just keeping this data here. What you can do? Hmm? You can fetch or keep this data in your properties files only, and from there you can do what? Props.get properties for keeping some invalid data. Kindly do it at your end. I'm just showing you how to do it. So let us try to run this and see if it is really working or not. Because this involves three files: login page negative test, login page, and what? Your apps constant where my data is stored. Let us see if it is working or not. Quickly, it will work. A single test case. Can you see? Hmm? Just forget about this exception you're getting because it is because of that closing that browser. Forget about it. But can you see, guys? First of all, my test case pass. Why? Because yes, I am getting my data is invalid only. Hence my test case pass. What is the data? First of all, my browser was opening in Chrome and I was passing some incorrect app credentials in that way. Nishant and Nishant percentage 123. So can you see the login error message what I'm getting? It is warning, no match for email address or password found. Hmm? Perfect. Okay. Okay. One more thing. What? If you really want to test this scenario against multiple data, because as a tester, I can have the multiple data. Now I can keep this blank and only proving the password. I can keep this password blank, only giving some here. In every case, it is going to give you what? Every time it is going to give you this. So guys, can you do one thing for me? Can you create one data provider method here, which is passing around 3, 4 data of username and password and try to send the data here directly and see whether you're getting the perfect results or not. What should I do for you? Hmm? Okay,
We'll
see,
do it.
you will do, but let us see. I'm just giving a glimpse of it. More improvisations, you can do it at end. Okay. Data provider, perfect. Public, quickly I am writing void, and I am saying what? Get ne negative data or login data. Always make sure you're following the proper camel casing. Okay, it looks clean and obviously makes you ready to code. Okay, so I'm directly returning one two-dimensional object. Now you know everything. I'm not writing it again and again. Return new two-dimensional object from here. What is object? This is the one, and I'm creating these variables, and I'm keeping some data. And at last, this is, and since I'm writing this two-dimensional object, I have to make here also. Let us don't want to have the errors. So I want three rows. One row, comma, two row, comma, third row. Okay? What are the rows you want? In first row, I am saying you have to pass username and password. But pass blank username and password this. In the second row, I am saying pass the correct mail, but what? Blank password. In the third, I am saying uh, you don't pass anything. Everything is blank. Perfect. Three datas. A simple thing. Rest you can test. And what I want to pass this into this test method with the help of this data provider equal to this. Simple. And since you're passing two data from here, guys, what do you want? You want to surely maintain two variables also here. So now no need to hard code. Simple. Okay. And let us see. Now this time it should work against three data. Okay. See this. Whether it will work or not. Otherwise, you'll tell me what is the issue. So three data, quickly it will work for me. Blank, test, blank, and both blank. There can be multiple numerous negative scenarios. But see, two, three issues are there. My test is getting failed. है ना? But one of the issue is still element exception. Why? Because try to understand. You are passing something here. It is not getting printed. Why? First of all, I am saying you are passing something here. Okay? Before entering the second data, guys, are you cleaning the first one? This is one of the issue. No, you are not cleaning it. So first of all, let us sort that issue only. I really want to clean my data. How to clean the data before entering the new data? See this. I'll go on the login page again, and we have to do some mod. Can you be on mute, please? We have to do some few modifications. What is that? As soon as I'm waiting for the presence of this element, at once I don't want to enter my data. I really want to first of all store it inside the web element, el, okay? And then I really want to first of all do what? El dot clear and what? Then send keys. Okay? In the similar way, I am saying just a second. Okay, I am saying okay. Let us just give me a second. Let us wait for this second one also. El2 is equals to what? For the password dot mm, wait element uh, visibility, and this is my password, and again constants dot short. Okay, again I am storing inside the element. Okay, and first of all I am doing what? Before sending, I am saying you also clear password, then send keys. First of all, clear, send keys. Simple. Okay, let us see now whether one of my issues sorted or not. Right click, run as testing test. So quickly just observe. See, that is sorted. One of the issues sorted. Means it is entering my data. But what is the issue now? Can you see? It is working. But one of my issue is after entering 2, 3 data, it is giving me one thing, a different message, warning your account has exceeded the number of limits. Obviously, how to help or manage this, guys? Can you manage or take care of this also? Because there can be negative scenarios now. This is also one of my negative scenario that after entering 2, 3 datas, your limit is exhausted. So see, I'm just maintaining one more if condition there only in my login page. And before, see, I can maintain this if my error dot contains this one, my maximum limit reached. So what I want, this is also my negative scenario. So I'm saying in that case also you return true because it is correct. Okay. Else if I am saying if it is not the case, then you check for this message if it is working fine or not and return true. Otherwise return false at the end. Simple thing. I just put one more condition. One more thing. Why to keep this hard-coded here again? Where should we keep it? Control X, and I am going in my again apps constant, and I am creating one more variable, public void final string, and I can give some login this maxed attempt message. This is my message. Okay, public static. Okay, now I am saying what? Go again to this login variable, and that's it. Your things are done. App constant dot what? If your error contains this maximum login attempt, return true because this is also negative scenario. Else if you check for this negative message and return true. Otherwise do what? Return false. Now let us see if my issue is sorted or not for the login page test. Quickly let us see if my test case is now failing or passing. See, can you see? All the data is passing, but you're getting what? This is what? Okay, still limit exception, let it be. We can do what? We can wait for some more time for the login. Uh, I'll go what in this and I'll do what before clicking, guys. We can uh, element or I'll do what? Just a second. Wait clickable. Wait for element clickable. Okay? Can you do it in this way? I don't want to use this. I can use this. Wait for element clickable and login is the button and app constant is my data. Dot short. Simple. You can do in this way also. Okay? Let us see just one last time and then we will proceed for one more important thing. So in this way, guys, you can actually test your multiple scenarios. Okay, let it quickly run with 3 test cases, 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. So it is failing for, okay, let it be. I think this is, okay, I don't know, this is what, just give me a second. Okay, it is still element. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, this test, okay, for third one, it is failing. I think it is not entering anything now. It is actually failing. But let us do what? Let us try to keep one negative test case here also. And probably because of that blank only it is failing. Test 1, 2, 3. Okay, let us see. And then, okay, let us see if it is working or failing or passing. Because our main focus is that we should maintain or, handle the failures case also. See, perfectly working fine. I hope it was failing because of that blank thing, but that is fine. Can you see? I have all the negative test case, blank, something, something blank, and both negative. So in this way, guys, you can also maintain some negative test cases in a separate file. All the test cases working fine. See, it is invalid app credentials. Perfect. And you have maintained what? The issue of your maximum retry count means maximum attempt. Hmm? So try to write some more negative test cases as per your scalability, whatever you want to do. Okay? This is one thing I really want to cover up. Now, let us cover one last thing, guys, because this is really important. So Maven we have talked about. Perfect. That you can run the project from the command line also. In the TestNG sanity also, and in the regression file also. But one last thing. What if your manager says tomorrow, Nishant, that whatever framework you have, can you run this framework in the production environment just to check a few sanity round of test case? Or can you run the test case of your entire framework in your dev environment, some QA environment, stage environment, UAT environment? Because there are multiple environments, right, in a company. How will you tackle that? Are you going to create multiple projects for multiple your stages or multiple environments? No. You have to manage that also with the code in this single framework. That is called multi-environment handling. Multi-browser handling we have seen. This is called as multiple environment or multiple, you know, machines handling. You can call it anyway. How to handle it? So you have, let us suppose, four environments: QA, stage, UAT, dev. How will you handle it? See this. So data I am passing right now from where? Two things: TestNG file and from the properties files. So TestNG file, it's common. I am passing some browsers from there. But all my username and password URLs are getting passed from where? Properties files. So can I say, instead of creating a separate framework, can't I create two, three properties files only? Different properties files. See, I'm going in the config. Right now you have this single property file. Okay. So can I say I'm creating inside this config only, I'm creating few more files like config UAT file. Hmm, finish it. And can I create two more files in the similar way? And I'm creating one dev file and I'm creating one prod file also. Hmm. So all these files can have different data, but for time being, I'm keeping this data only for my. Okay. Can any one of you give some username and password to me if you have created an account, just to check whether things are working fine or not? Can you just ping it?
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll just put it here, my data of prod and everything. So right now, guys, I don't have much username and password obviously created, but let us see if someone is giving. Just post it in the chat itself. A couple of one will work fine. Mm. Okay, I'll just
One.
use this username one. Anyone else, guys? Just one more thing I need. So this one I got from Murli, and this is the exact username and password. And yes. So Yamna, this is your username, correct? Test one. And just give me a second. Okay. And I'll write it down for one for prod and one for dev. This is for Yamna, and this is. I hope Yamna, this is working. Hmm? Okay, fine. So guys, I have got few things. One for production I got from Murli, one for dev I got. And in UAT, I have my data. In config properties, I have my data. I have my data. Okay. Okay. Let us try to handle it. In prod and dev, okay, I'll work it. Okay. How to handle, guys? Now you have config properties. So first of all, I'm saying close all tabs to the right, to the left, and now see where will you write this code to handle this. Where you are reading the properties files in the driver factory class. So I'm going in the driver factory class only. A simple change of code is there. Come to the init properties method because you are initializing the property from here only. है ना? Okay. Now see a change. What change? So I am saying, guys, that this time I will be passing my variable or arguments from the command line to run the project. Like what? I can run the project on QA, dev, UAT, stage, anything. So how to pass the argument from the command line? See, Maven clean install -d is a variable you have to use. Variable name you can use anything. So I'm using environment variable. And you have to pass what? You have to pass something like this QA. Okay. Let us try to read this. How can we read in the code? This is my line. So to read this, guys, environment properties now from the Maven, you have to use one property, get property method coming from the system. How? See this. So first of all, I am saying read here only. This is your something. You will be sending. So how to read this? Properties is doing what? Reading the properties from the properties files. But to read this data, you have to use what? System dot get property method is there. What is a key? Key is this environment. That's it. This environment, and you have to pass in this way. This is the key. And where do you want to store it? I am saying try to store inside some environment name. Hmm? Okay. And let me try to make this properties reference variable here only. fp is equals to null. Okay. And I am storing it here. So what I am saying, first of all, guys, understand. I am saying if condition, if your environment name equal to null, means you're not passing anything. Equal to null. You're not passing anything. So in that case, you do what? See, you just load a default property files, which is one config.properties. And I am giving a clear message here also. Log.info message. No environment is given. Hence, running the test case on default environment, which is what? Which is your this environment. Simple. It will load this properties. Okay. And I am writing inside the else condition. What if your environment name is this time not null? So what do you want to write? First of all, I am copying this line. See this. It's a simple line of code. I am saying this time or environment is given, hence running the test case on this environment name, and I'm writing environment. Simple. But this time you have 3-4 environments now. Dev, prod, UAT. So will you keep on writing else if, else if, else if? No. Inside the else, can I write a switch case directly? What is a key? This is my key. First of all, I'm converting this key to lowercase, and also I'm trimming some white spaces. Okay. What is the value? The value can be anything. Value can be QA. So if my value is control X, I don't have any QA. Let us see dev. What if my dev value is there? So I am loading my properties files of what? Of dev. That's it. Can I take 2 more cases? One for dev, one for what? UAT. And what is the change of properties? I have this time the properties files UAT. And I'll take one more properties about prod. Prod also. Copying it. I'm take this time prod. So environment name is given as the running the test case on environment. Okay, that remains same. This is the only change. That's it. And in case you're not passing anything, guys, what will happen? Can I first of all write some error message? What error message? You can write it anything. according to your demand, according to your need. Hmm? So I'm writing simple thing that since you're not passing anything, so wrong, or sorry, you're passing some wrong thing. So wrong environment name is passed, okay? Which is what? This is simple. Wrong environment name is passed, okay? Also, can I throw the exception? I created my own exception class now. What is that? I think framework exception class is there, and I'll give a simple message like invalid uh, environment passed. That's it. And since you're throwing some exception, no need to break it at the end. That's it, guys. And at last, what you're doing, whatever properties file is fetched or created a link, you are now loading that properties. Just a second. Here at the last, you're just loading the properties here, whatever file. Only one file can load it at a time now. So you are now loading the properties at the last. Same file with the help of file input stream, and you're returning. No other change. So what you have done, you have implemented a code logic saying that Nishan, whenever you are giving me some command line argument, like you really want to run the test case in QA, UAT, prod, dev, or nothing. First of all, environment will be fetched. And let us suppose if environment is you're not passing anything, it is null. So it will check whether your environment is null. Yes. Since no environment is there, I'll run my test case in my default environment or default config properties. Else, I'll write a switch case that what if your environment is dev, fetch the data from the dev properties. What if your environment is UAT, fetch the data from the UAT. What if your environment is prod, fetch it from the prod. That's it. And break it at the last. No other change, guys. That's it. So first of all, I'll try to run 2, 3 scenarios on the prod, on the dev, since I have different data on the dev, prod, and on the default. How to write? Since you have already implemented the logic for fetching the data with the help of this Maven command line, with the help of what? System.get property, guys. See now, will this work on fine or not? I'm again going on my command line, and now this time Maven clean install. I'm not giving any argument. So first of all, I'm not giving argument in terms of your regression file also because I have already hard coded it here. In the runners, just give me a second. So I've already hard coded this here. If you really want that, Nishan, no, I want to give via command line only. You can just uncomment this and comment this line, and you can pass the variable from here. But I am saying, let us see whether my test case is running in the null environment or not. Means when no environment is passed. Let us see. Just 5 more minutes, guys. Let us try to test the scenarios, whatever we have implemented. First of all, it is again cleaning the code, compiling, building the code, and then it is going to where? The showfire plugin. It will go to my pom.xml file, find the regression file there. And now can you see one thing? Uh, yes, no environment is given, hence running the test case where? Let it run first of all, then I'll show the logs. Okay, it is running all the test cases, guys. All 19 test cases. And one more thing, we have not included my what? See, it is running all the 19 test cases. One is failing, that I know. It was deliberate fail. But can you see 3 skipped? Why? Because my retry logic is working fine. But the question is in which environment is it running? What are the credentials it is taking? First of all, can you see credentials are taken by default the admin one, my credentials? है ना? Come up and you will see something. No environment is given, hence running the test case on the default environment, which is null. Okay, let us try to test case now. -d environment is what? First of all, I'm testing on the UAT environment. Hmm? Let us see. Will this pick the UAT properties or nothing change in that code except that? So it should pass something test like test 9999. and you quickly just glance through it. Yes, environment is given, hence running the test case on what? UAT environment. So it should now pass what? Test, I think 9999 is there. Or just give me a second. Just a second. Let it run. Okay, let it run first of all. Let us see if it is picking the right data or not. Mm, it is picking the right file, but credentials are incorrect. Okay, let me see the UAT. Just give me a second. UAT file. Okay, just give me a second. Let us go on the UAT file. Oh, come on. I have to run on the dev. Okay, dev is for test and prod is for. Okay, Murli. Okay, so Murli, I'll just try it for you also. UAT and all these things for mine only. I'll try for first of all prod. Prod is for you. Kashyap. Huh? I'll just try it one time for you. Okay. Then we'll run one time on your this dev also because it's a different data. Okay, it's a prod environment, perfect. But see the credentials, that is important. And I'm going on the Maven only. Can you see, guys? ACE32233. Huh? This is my data that I was talking about. So no change. Tomorrow, see, try to understand. Tomorrow you say Nishant, what about the URL? Because every environment can have a different URL now. But application remains same. Even if the endpoint is changing, you can just give the endpoint here. That's it. No other change. No other change. You want to maintain separate URL, that's it. It's your fine. It's your way of working. But see, perfectly working fine. And this is what? A dev environment. See, and my data. It should be Kashyap. See, let us run one time in my, I think, it's what? Mm, it's a dev environment. Huh? Let us run one time here also. And then I'll talk about one negative scenario when I'm passing the wrong credentials. Okay, quickly run. Fine. Okay, fine, there it be. Okay, so again, my 19 test cases are there, I think. And okay, so there can be some failure, but that is fine. Okay, I'm not worried about that part. But see, what data I'm getting? First of all, my test case running on which environment? Hmm? On dev environment. Credentials taking. See, these are the credentials. So this is what you can maintain multiple what properties files, multiple data, and in that way your things will work fine. And I'll just check one negative scenario. What if I'm passing a data is Nishant? It should throw some exception that your invalid data, your environment is passed, and it will not run my test case this time. Quickly, let us see. Okay, it went on the test, but it should pass what? The throw exception, and all the test case will be skipped. Can you see the data is passed, Nishant? Nothing run. Why? Because it is giving you invalid environment passed. Can you see, guys? Hmm? This is what you can handle multiple such scenarios. Wrong environment passed, Nishant. All the test cases are skipped. Perfect. Hmm? Tomorrow you can run multiple things on the headless incognito in that way also. But one thing, if I'm running all the test cases by Maven, how can I run with the same thing on my Eclipse also? Means with that same command line thing. Is this allowed? So see, I'll just take one more minute. If I really run all my test case, SRC test resources, again from this regression file, it won't run. SRC, yes. See this regression file. See, right click and run as. Now you'll see one thing. Right now I'm not passing any um, environment name for here. So by default it will run where? See, no environment name is given. Hence it is running my test case on the what? Default environment, null environment. But how to pass the environment from Eclipse? Let it run first of all. Okay, run it, run it. Fine. Okay, let it run. Now, how to pass that environment from here, guys? There is one way. Right click on your project. I think go on the run as, and yes, go on to this Maven build dot dot dot. You have to give the goal here. What goals? Clean, install, and minus the scene. Environment is saying I am saying it is U at environment. That's it. You just run it and let us see if it will run or not. Because I have also not tried it. See, it is doing the same thing. And test it started running. Can you see? And yes, yes. Environment is given as what? Perfect, guys. So this is how you can run your things via in IntelliJ or Eclipse also. So now I have told you multiple ways to run your project via single file, regression file, Maven command lines, and directly from the Eclipse with the multiple what arguments if you have. That's it. Can you see? Perfectly working fine. Got it, guys? This was the advanced sessions. You should learn about all these things. Simple
Mm.
writing code everyone can do. Okay.
Mm.
So, any questions? Yes, I won't take much time now. So, guys, are you practicing things? First of all, my concern remains this only for everyone. Are you able to write the code now? Because obviously we have come a long way in these 3 months. Hmm? So from tomorrow, guys, we will be starting our entire infra part, uh, creating your Jenkins pipeline projects. All these things will be integrating now. No more much code in the local environment. We'll try to integrate everything with what different things. Docker, Jenkins, GitHub, all these things. Hmm? So try to complete this project as soon as you can so that we can work on the infra part also. Fine. And tomorrow we will see some more interesting things. But yes, from coding perspective, if you'll ask me, it's almost over. Fine, because we have written so many lines of code, so much files. Now it's up to you how you can scale it. Fine, guys. If we don't have any questions here, we'll meet soon again tomorrow. Okay. Take
Mm.
care.
Thank you.
Thank you.